So I'm playing Age of Empires 3 the Definitive Edition again, and I'm going to show you how to make an Aztec Horde. This has been around since 2006, when the War Chiefs expansion released from the original game, Age of Empires 3, and it's still around in this version.
Equal.
Making an Aztec Horde mainly involves using big buttons to go over your population cap of 200, but there's a few other methods that work too, like having native allies. Like when you capture a native trade post and train native warriors from their village, it doesn't count towards your population. Also, if you send native warriors with your deck cards, it doesn't count for your population, but mainly this is about big buttons. The big buttons are located on your buildings, and for the Aztecs, most of them involve making extra units. Like this one's on your war hut, and it creates Puma Spearmen. One Puma Spearman for every 2 minutes of game length, up to 30 minutes. What this means is you're going to get 15 warriors if you let 30 minutes go by and then press the button. Of course, the big buttons all have a gold cost associated with them. The other ones have Autonin Slingers, Eagle Runner Knights, Skull Knights, Arrow Knights, and Jaguar Prowl Knights. With the Jaguar Prowl Knights, they come from your town center, and there's actually several big buttons stacked on top of one another. You press one, then another one appears, but it's like a set number of Jaguar Prowl Knights. But they come too. I mean, all these big buttons, the units will come whether you're over the population limit or not, and that's one of the big secrets of creating an Aztec Horde. It's the main function of the Aztec Horde, but there are a lot of other things that can pump up their numbers. Aside from native allies, if you tame humanoid treasure guardians, they turn into fighting units, and you can use those in the fight. They don't add to your population. Also, rescued warriors don't add to your population either, but that's small numbers. Getting a perfect Aztec Horde, like the largest Aztec Horde you could possibly get, is actually really hard to do in PvP. So I'm just in skirmish mode. I'm building all the houses, and I'm just going to demonstrate how to make an Aztec Horde as large as it can possibly get. Then I'm gonna do PvP and see what kind of a horde I can make in a game versus another player.
Aztec.
One of the reasons for choosing the Seguani map is this Cree village. One of the techs in the village is Cree kinship, which allows you to make more Cree warriors. And if you combine this with the card from your deck, the Team Native Warrior Societies, you can make even more native villagers. This is really cool. You can make up to 21 warriors just from having one Cree village. None of it adds to your population either. In my deck I have these two cards, 24 Zapotec allies and 24 Mayan allies. They're both strong melee units, and they're both considered native allies, even though they're sent from the deck. And they don't add to your population either. You can send these and just have more warriors. In game, 24 guys looks like a lot.
Equal.
So you want to wait until your population reaches 199 before you send your last support card. I'm sending the Temple of Sentiato support last. It upgrades my Autonin Slingers and sends 18 warriors. I'm just sending it last because it has the most warriors attached to it. Basically, the other support cards upgrade the other units, send other types of warriors for other units that actually do stack onto your population, which is why I wait until I'm at that 199 to send them. Because it'll pop your population to 217 when you do it. And the way Age of Empires 3 has always worked is your population goes up when you send for the units, not when they arrive. So as soon as you click the units in the production building, or you send the deck card, your population increases even before the units actually arrive. That's the way it's always worked. So I'm hitting all the big buttons now, and the warriors arrive pretty fast. But I actually lied when I said I was going to make the largest Aztec Horde possible. I didn't wait the full 30 minutes, and I'm only getting 9 or 10 warriors per big button. You can get up to 15, but I was getting impatient. And I didn't want to wait for the treaty to end, because I still want to get that mantlet village. The Huron village, where you get the mantlets from. But I have to do that after the treaty ends. So I put all my warriors into these numbered units that can have up to 50 in each. So I can send them into action a lot faster using the number keys. And I have my population up to 295, but this doesn't even measure all of my warriors, especially my native allies. With the 21 warriors I can make at the Cree village, and the 2 native cards, added to this Huron village that I'll claim as soon as the treaty's over, I can have up to 101 native ally warriors that's not even a part of my population. That's a lot of extra warriors. You actually have a big button on your dock as well, so if you want to pump up your number of warships a little bit with the Aztecs, you can do it. But you really need a lot of cards to make the Aztec ships good. So the treaty's over, and I'm taking over this Huron village. And when I take a tech that's within the village, the Huron Sun Ceremony, and I combine it with my Team Native Warrior Societies from my deck, I can have up to 32 mantlets from this village. In the old game version, the Huron Sun Ceremony used to be like a big button. That whole 1 unit per 2 minutes of game length. It worked exactly the same way. But in this one, they just allow you to train a lot of mantlets. Hey, the enemy's attacking. I'll just go take care of him here real quick. Send my whole army over there just by using the number keys. It's pretty quick.
Bantni. Oh. Keep.
So I made a pretty big army. I didn't delete any villagers. I only captured 2 villages. And I didn't even wait 30 minutes to get all of the big button warriors. And it's still a pretty big force. Now I'm going to go into a PvP game and see what kind of horde I can make to startle an opponent. So I'm playing some guy on the Arctic territories, and this isn't really good because there won't be any native trading posts on this map, but I can still get a pretty big horde going here. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if I can overwhelm this guy. So I'm age 4, and at this point in the game, my opponent begins to poke around near my camp. But he pulls back, and I pull back, and it's kind of good, and it's kind of bad. It's good in that I can finish making my horde. It's bad that he sees I have all these guys, and he may come back with a lot of cannons when he finally attacks. He's going to be ready to deal with a lot of Aztecs. He might suspect what I'm doing. Because most people that have played for a while know the Aztecs can bring out some big numbers. So he's hanging out just outside my town, and I'm kind of cramped in. I don't have a lot of space, and this makes it hard to number all my units. Because I'm going to have a big army, and I need to be able to space them out and number them all so I can send them all into action really fast. So when the action begins, I don't have them all numbered properly, and I have to kind of grab at units and desperately try to get the units I need to win. But it works out in the end. So I'm at 199, and I'm just waiting to get enough XP to be able to send my last support card from my deck. I got my trading post back to producing XP for me, and I'm even building more unit production buildings just so I can get the XP from them. That's how bad I want XP right now. But as soon as I send that last support card, I'll just start punching big buttons as fast as I can afford them.
Look. I say.
There it is. It's big button time. Just start punching big buttons and just get them guys out there. I kind of want to start fighting.
I say.
So I end up going to my market and selling food in order to get enough resources to be able to hit on my big buttons, but in the end I get them all. Puma Spearman, there's the last one. So I got my population up to 309 with 48 native warriors I sent from the deck. It's probably about 300 warriors when I consider about how many villagers I made. He's attacking. It's kind of desperate. He's got a lot of cannons, and I'm having trouble grabbing my arrow knights fast enough to take out his cannons, but I got a lot of guys. I got them all right there where the action is too.
Machine!
My micromanaging was really sloppy there. I just sort of just charged into him. I could have been a lot smoother. I could have had stealthed coyote runners. I could have had my arrow knights and special units that were numbered. It would have been a lot smoother. I would have lost a lot less guys. But I'm still over my population limit. I still got a huge force. I'm going to do that little arrow knight upgrade. Makes them destroy buildings really quick. His town's going to crumble really, really quick now. He's in trouble. Yeah, I should zoom in and get a really good thumbnail before this game's over. That'll make it look really good on YouTube. I tell him, "You're gonna be in a game video," but he didn't say anything back. Thanks for watching.